While there are some issues that we think have gone underground, as some of the panel members have mentioned, the survival and the success of our community is based on our being able to work together. And for me, Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated exemplifies unifying people to working towards a common goal. And yes, there'll be times when people disagree, and there'll be times when we do not always say, this is the way I want it done, but we all have a common goal to make the community better. And I love my sorority. I love the blue and white because these are my sisters. And as in any family, we have different discussions with the goal of being successful and helping one another. And our founders, this was their vision of us going towards excellence in service, excellence in scholarship, demonstrating sisterly love, not just when people are watching, demonstrating finer womanhood so that when young people and old people, and those of us, I hope I'm still in the middle, watch, they see these principles demonstrated in our daily walk. This is what sororities are about. It's about working together to make the world a better place. Because truly, united we stand, and divided we fall.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Stewart. The question is to Mr. Charles Montgomery, Kappa Alpha Psi. What is your position on, are we still relevant today?
I believe we are, but as I look out over the crowd today, we still need the men to stand up. Because when I look out over, I see women. But as the fraternities, we still need the men to stand up and be role models in the community. Because we have a lot of kids out here that are standing in need. They just want attention. No matter if they're in our group or they're not in our group, they're in our family, they're not in our church family. We all need to be standing up, trying to make a difference in the community. Kappa Alpha Psi, we're pushing, we're trying to see the need. We fed over 110 families for Thanksgiving, and we just want to be a part of the solution and not ignore no child. We just want to be, I challenge my guys all the time, we want to be the team that says each one, reach one. And I also reminded them that we just not a fraternity, we're praying fraternity and we're praying chapter, and we're working for the best of the community.
All right. Thank you.
This is bigger than, a particular fraternity or sorority. Things come to my mind. If you forget your history, you're doomed to repeat it. There's history, and then there's his story. And the thing we say in our fraternity is we lift as we climb. We talk about, is this relevant? Where can you find a more accomplished group of African Americans in one room? In fact, it doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter if you're a president. It doesn't matter if you're a college graduate. There's always somebody in that organization that's lifting you up, showing you a different way. You get into your professional life, then you immediately become segregated because you're an individual, you're unique, you're a teacher, you're an engineer, you're a doctor amongst 500 other doctors. But in your Greek organization, you have a whole community of people to support you. There is no better way to explain the relevance of having people that you can talk to in a professional and caring and loving way than in a Greek organization of very accomplished people. Some that we aren't even worthy of untying their shoes, but they love you and they treat you with the same amount of dignity and respect as one of their own, sometimes better than their own family. So is this relevant? We can't survive without it.
Right.
So that's my personal plea.
Thank you. My daughter was at school, and the young man said to her, "People like you go to jail. People like you go to jail," in 2011. And so when we think about the importance of fraternities and sororities and the role that we play in community, it's critical that we continue to exist. Some of you know the research that says that 70% of our children are for single-parent homes. And you've heard people talk about on this panel the work that they're doing with young people. from elementary school all the way through college. It's important that fraternities and sororities exist. My personal story is when I was at Saginaw Valley State University, a young man from a very low-income home. I remember the role that my fraternity brothers played in my life. And when I was hungry, they fed me. When I was weary, they encouraged me. And when I was out of line, they corrected me. And so, yes, fraternities and sororities are certainly relevant today. And hopefully we all walk out of here with that full understanding that we are extremely important to young people and to each other in this economy. We have other questions, but we're almost out of time. And so we're going to ask each of the groups to prepare their closing statements.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say thank you for allowing me to be a part of this. I believe that the talent in this room is immeasurable, that there's no way we can add up all the skills and all the knowledge that we have and put that to work in our groups as we go back out. The talent, there's just so much that we have to share, and we can do even more than what we are doing now, and we should keep this in mind. I've heard that we have common goals. Most of us have shared some of the same goals, and we're all out there trying to do the same things. And we can do this. We can do this if we look at what we have that's in common, and we don't focus on the differences, you know, what we have that is different. We are very relevant. We are very relevant because, as it was stated, we are college-educated people. And we have children out there who need to get there, to get where we are. We are relevant. We need to be a part of what's going on. And we need to be able to work with each other. Sometimes we can do more with numbers than we can in just small groups. I think working together is an idea for us to consider. I think working together is something that we should do, especially when we're tackling some of the problems that we faced here in our community. So we should make a vow that we will call upon each other when somebody in any of the groups get a good idea that will work and they need more workers. Let the rest of us know so that we can put our talents and our resources together and make an impact on this city. And an impact is needed, and our youth need us.
Great, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Johnson. Now to Mr. Isaiah Oliver.
Yeah, I will be brief. Thank you all for the opportunity to be here. I was excited at the opportunity to come and share a little about my fraternity. And what I will say is ultimately, we have shared a lot of information. And I think we barely shipped off the iceberg of what our fraternities and sororities really do. So I'd encourage you all, if you can, even if you are in an organization, research the other organizations and see the things they're doing. Because ultimately what our plan is to help our community, help our local community. And Flint, we all know the story of Flint. We know where it's been and we know where it's going. If people like us don't step up today and start to be active and make sure that people are exposed to many of the things that we are, college-educated individuals, we have been exposed to things that the people in the city of Flint have not. But it's our responsibility. I mean, I'll say like a brother W.B. Du Bois said, we're that talented tenth that is charged or challenged to go back and make sure that we preserve our people, because it's our responsibility. If not us, then who? So ultimately, I challenge you all to do the research and please, please, please give back to the community. Thank you.
We wear different colors, we sport different symbols, but our underlying goals are the same: sisterhood or brotherhood and community service. Thank you.
I would also like to thank the Flint Public Library for allowing us to have this, especially being able to let the community know the service that we do and how much we care about the community and want to make a difference.
I think back when I was growing up in Robbins, Illinois, that community had a whole lot more trouble than the community today, and they still raised meat. So I look forward to the challenge as those that came before us, the giants of our society, and move our society in the future forward so that we can go back and say, yep, we did a good job.
So certainly, if you will, please help me thank the representatives of our dais here. Let me just say a lot of wonderful ideas were presented today, and the Pan-Hellenic Council exists to make sure that we can move forward with those ideas in a collaborative manner. And so each of you have representatives on the Pan-Hellenic Council. Those ideas that you shared today that you believe we should do collaboratively, if you will bring those to your representative at the Pan-Hellenic Council, that's certainly what we want to do, is promote collaboration. Our first Vice President, Mr. Terrell Holland, is not here, representing Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Let's give him a hand, please. Our second Vice President, Ms. Mary Alice Ross, we're not letting you go yet, so please join us here on the stage. Our Financial Secretary, representing Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, is Ms. Corey Taylor. Will you please come join us here on the stage? Our recording secretary is Ms. Doris Clark Madison, representing Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. Can you please join us here on the stage? Our corresponding secretary, Mr. Calvin Corder, representing Kappa Alpha Psi. Will you please join us here on the stage? Not here with us today is Mr. John Fredericks, our treasurer, representing Omega Psi Phi Fraternity. Can you please give him a hand in his absence? Our parliamentarian is Mr. George Gwynn, representing Alpha Phi Alpha. I saw him, I think he's still here. Yeah, please join us here on the stage. Mrs. M. Lynn Barbie, representing Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Will you please join us? Ms. Crescenda Brown, is she here today? Let's give her a hand anyway, please. Representing Kappa Alpha Psi is Mr. Jamal Hyatt. Mr. Hyatt, will you please join us here on the stage? Mr. Emmett Richardson, but he is a member representing Omega Psi Phi. Ms. Ayana Fordham, representing Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. I'm sorry, Beth Green. Beth, I'm sorry. Beth, I'm sorry. I made a mistake in my notes. Beth Green, representing Delta Sigma Theta. Please join us here. Certainly you all know that Wanda is not only a proud member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, but she's also she's the public relations person here at the Flint Public Library. And this program would not have gone forth without the hard work of Ms. Wanda Harden. And so on behalf of the National Pan-Hellenic Council Flint chapter, we want to present you with a token of our appreciation. So at this time, there's a couple members I need to thank. The Flint Public Library staff, your director, will you please stand? Thank you for allowing us to have this program here today. Diane O'Keefe, we want to thank Ms. Diane O'Keefe for the work that she rendered, and certainly Ms. Wanda Harden. So thank you all for coming. Enjoy your day.
Everybody.